are the Real Divider Network, and this is I Got Something to Say, and I am Mr. Tavares Moore. So what we got for you today, real quick, we got 3 topics, 15 minutes, and this should be very, very interesting. So let's get right into our 3 topics, and we'll go.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about potential.
Okay, here we go. We always got something
that's a job that I don't hate.
We always got something. Here we go.
Should you date a man that has potential? Come on, we've all heard it. You really like a guy, but he's just not like the full package. And then you start to question yourself, am I being superficial? Am I being shallow? Maybe I'll give him a chance. So you give him a chance and it just ends up grinding your nut, frustrating the living daylights out of you because he is not living up to your idea.
So Topic one, should you date a guy based on potential? Well, here's my opinion. I don't know. For me, it depends on your age. Now, if you're like college age, 19 to 26 or 27, yeah, you date somebody based on potential because you both are in the building phases and stuff like that. But I don't know if you are over the age of, 35. I don't know if you should necessarily be dating somebody based on potential, especially if you got children. And I think you actually, you need somebody who's already there or should be close to being there as humanly possible. Potential, I don't know. Flo, should you date someone based on potential?
I am Lady Flo, and I got something to say. Potentials. Why would you want to settle for less? You know, if I'm gonna date anybody, they gotta at least have potential. Because when you have potential, there's room for growth. You know, and that's just simple how I see it. So why not?
Let's say Angela.
Hey, I have something to say. I tell you, I agree with you. It depends on where you are and where you are in life, because you could be at a point where you need somebody that is there and can help you and support you, and then you may be at a point where you're growing yourself. And you willing to grow with that person. So it depends on the person and where you are, and what you're willing to settle for. That's what I have to say on it.
All right, Miss Fanny.
Okay. Yeah, I have something to say. I agree. I think that it depends upon your time of life and your personal situation. If I am a 28-year-old woman and I meet a 35-year-old guy and I have 3 children, let's say at home, and this person is unemployed and he lives with his mom, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not hating, but no, I would have to pass on that in that situation. That's not my personal situation, but you have to look at what is going on with your life, and you have to be realistic before you get your heart involved, because once you get your heart involved, then it could be a little too late.
Okay. All right, guys. Should you let a guy move in with you? Let's check it out.
Look how big these clothes, this ain't my shit, bro. Like, why the fuck? Like, what I do to deserve that shit though myself? I don't want that shit. You can keep it. Yeah. I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna know where I pay the bills this house. I just wanna know why. Why? Like, why the fuck would you? Why? Like, all I do is go to work. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking going to somewhere.
All right. Should a guy move in with a woman? My statement: absolutely not. For what? whenever you move into somebody else's space, you are subject to their rules, their regulations. I don't care how much she tells you that, oh, you can be the man in my house. Anybody that can allow you to do something can now disallow you to do something. So I don't understand any fella that thinks it's worth moving into her space. She runs that, that's her home. And somebody told me one day, they were like, well, what if you get married and stuff like that? I said, well, and you decide to move into her home. And I go, well, you got a 50% divorce rate. So when if it ends, who gets the house? You or her? Most states nowadays, they will return the property to the original owner of the person. So why would you do that? And you have no control. Why would you as a man be in a place where you need permission to do anything? So I don't know. Flo?
If it's the right fit, we could move in together. But you can't move in with me, and I would not like to move in with you. I would rather us plan to move in together because we get along and we can make it work, because we probably been dating and we see that this is something that can work. But I don't want to move in with nobody, and I don't want nobody moving in with me. It is a tug on war between control. And when you have somebody moving with you and they disrespect, or they do little things like drink out of your jar, out the refrigerator, and they, things like that can go left real quick. So no, moving in with on each other, no, with each other, yeah.
Miss Angela.
So my take on that is, if we're married, we can move in our own place together. I just don't believe in the just shacking up and just moving in with each other. We have our own place, and if you don't have your place, then you need to get your place, because if you don't have a place, then we can't come together with. So no, I don't believe in the moving in upon each other and in each other's space. We should have our own space until we decide to come together in one space. That's my take on it.
So you're saying that he should never move in with her?
No, he should have his own space. We should have our own space. See, that's what, and see, I don't want to get into it, because we run into a lot of problems because we have the cow, we be getting the milk, and we ain't secured the cow. And no, so we run into a lot of problems because of all of this shacking up, common law. Common law ain't common law no more.
Right on. All right, Miss Fanny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have something to say. Angela reminds me of when my dad was alive and when people were living together and they weren't married. That's what he would call it. They're just shacking up, So I am more traditional myself. I feel like if you want us to cohabitate, if our relationship is at that level, then yeah, we should be married. That's the way I see it. So I've never felt comfortable with just him simply just moving in, or me moving in with him. My father told me from the time I was 7, always put yourself in a position where you can take care of yourself. So if you need to take care of yourself, and even if you have a really, really good husband, he says, things can happen, things change, and you have to be in a position where you take care of yourself. Having said that, I expect the same of him. I expect, he's an adult. He should be able to take care of himself. I am suspicious of men. This has happened to me before. 5 minutes after I've met them, they're ready to move into my place. I am suspicious. Like, well, what's going on?
Well, you should be suspicious of it. We have many of our ladies that are living. They got their guys in their house. They're not married to them, and they're moving into. I'm a firm believer. Move her into your place, not the other way around.
Yeah, I would like it for if we are that serious for us to get married and us get a place together.
Absolutely.
That's what I would strongly prefer. This
All
right
right,
here is my place. Anyway.
next topic. Next topic.
Causing turmoil in our co-parenting relationship. Causing turmoil in our co-parenting.
Hold on a
So I
second.
decided to take my son's father off of child support because it was causing turmoil in our co-parenting relationship. Recently, you know, I looked up a few places for him to get his CDL so that he could possibly start his own trucking company, or he could even carry loads and make money for himself. What I decided was, you know what, Brittany, let me change my mindset. Let me help him help us take care of our child.
So, child support, is it a scam? This lady put her kid's father off of child support. Here's my thinking about child support. My question is, what is it for? So I've had a lot of ladies come back and give me like a plethora of reasons or issues that child support is to be paid for. Primarily, you know, I've heard them say, well, we got to have a place to stay, rent, light, gas, food. And my response to them is, why are you charging your child rent? Why does your kid got to pay a light bill? Why does your kid got to pay the electric bill? And they talk about car insurance. Why do your kid got to pay car insurance? Those are all things that you have to do without even the child being there. So why are you charging the child for your upkeep? So that's my perspective on it. Also, I've noticed that child support have been used a lot of situations as a weapon. So is it a scam? And believe it or not, the original intent for child support were actually for mothers, for divorced women in divorce settlements. That's what it was. That's what it was for originally.
And that's co-parenting.
That's what it was for originally. Okay, Flo, what do you think?
I definitely got something to say about this one right here. Because if it was for the kids, why is it not 100%? Why is it that you gotta take out your little cuts and your little fees? You know, if it's taken from the dad to give to the kids, and you're not giving it 100%, it ain't child support, it's system support. And when the word divide and conquer, that's it right there. They gotta divide so they can conquer, and that's my take.
Miss Angela. Oh, Miss Angela, you're muted.
Angela's muted. She's muted.
I'm sorry. It's a scam. I definitely think it's a scam because the government, you know, they can get your license. They just can control you because if you don't pay, and then if you can't pay, and then you are in jail, then who's paying when they locked up? You know, it's just another way to imprison our men.
Exactly.
It's just another way to keep our men enslaved. Another way to keep our men away from the family, away from doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you allow them, a lot of them want to do. A lot of them do. You know, and some of them want to do more than what child support say they have to do. But because you tell them they have to do that, then they only gonna do what they supposed to do by what you say. So they miss out. You know, I'm seeing it right now. My nephew got 2 babies, and I see it. I see one of them. She's okay. You know, she's went on with her life. She's not petty. She's not nitpicking. She's remarried. She just had another baby, and she's not clawing at him. But the other one, my baby just left to go to Bahrain. Tried to keep my baby from being able to go overseas. Stuff like that. Just trifling.
Yep.
And you get the system involved. You get the system involved. Why? When he taking care of his baby.
We're going to give you the final say.
Yeah, I have always had a very conservative view on child support based on my upbringing, because the men in my family, they always financially supported their family, their children. So I came from that type of environment, but not, I fail to see the other side. This is a really, really, really complex issue that requires a lot more time than a few minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there are some deadbeat dads, but there are some really, really good fathers that don't really have the financial resources, but they're loving fathers. They're good men. And
Yes.
they do not deserve to be locked up because, they can't pay. And I am starting to think that we have our United States child support system is set up to punish Black men, especially. Okay.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
mean, and you also have white men that are, punished also because they have to punish, all of the men. So, men in general that get behind and but I've read in other countries where other men who have children with, multiple mothers, they don't have these types of issues that the men here have. So
Wow.
I do think that I am suspicious of the system. And you're right, not all of the money goes to the mother. So
Not at all.
why is that? Why
Why is
is
that?
that?
If it was
Why
about
is
the
the
kids,
government
why is that?
part of that money that he works so hard for? At an Amazon warehouse or wherever. I have I
Absolutely.
really take issue with I really take issue with that. You have no business taking that baby.
Exactly,
I
for no
understand the mother
reason.
needs help, but you have no business taking that money
Yep.
At
at
all.
all.
Absolutely.
The government.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This was I Got Something to Say. For those of you who watch us from time to time, please don't forget to join us on our long form stream called Have the Conversation. That's where we get into a lot of details and where we do the work. We have conversations in great detail about some of the topics that affect Black men and Black women. Okay. So thank everybody.